Wow, there we go. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. I apologize for the technical difficulty. Just talking for 30 seconds without a microphone. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Uh, I am Blaze, double OBLZ at Instagram. Blaze, any and everywhere else. And BLZ, if you're cool. Scribe 24, top of it. Welcome back, man. Welcome back to the 5 a.m. club, man. It's Monday morning. Honey C. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. How was y'all weekend? Anybody do anything exciting? Anything exciting go on this weekend for you guys? I made it down to the Comedy Chateau. What was that? Saturday. Yeah, I made it down to the Comedy Chateau. Got a chance to see my brother Dewan B do his thing. Shout out to Dewan B. Put together a dope show. Great production, great entertainment, great comedians. He had Larry Goodwell, Slink Johnson, Kamir White. What else did he have up there? It was dope, man. Everybody participated. It's pretty dope, man. So that was certainly a highlight of my weekend. That was pretty dope. Shout out to Dewan B. The Chateau. It's pretty sweet. Okay, Scribe saw his parents and some friends. Friends always good. Barry Beige, top of it, Barry Beige. Yeah, I got to Saturday. It was a pretty cool weekend. That's what I can say. And it was well balanced. Like, I was able to get a few things done and the light of productivity. So I was pretty productive, as well as I got good rest, y'all. How's that been going? Because rest is a really big part of our days. So everybody should make sure y'all stay getting that, man, proper amounts. It's a big deal. Also, y'all know what it is, man. It's Monday. Weekly goals Monday. So if any of y'all are ready, I'm ready when y'all are. Let's get some weekly goals down. Before we get into the weekly goals, though, Barry Beige, man, how you doing with that back injury? Last we talked, you were in recovery mode. Talk to us about that foam roller, man. We're dying to hear about it. Yeah. Yeah, that back injury is no joke. We definitely yeah, I got my Pedro art on today, man. Shout out to Pedro in Miami, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I talked to him yesterday too. I had, obviously he was on my mind already because I was ready to, slip my gear on today. But man, what's going on? He goes, cool. Okay. Who's the real Chief TV? Top of the morning, man. Welcome back to the club. Barry, today says today so far 3 a.m. 1 hour long workout, treadmill, kettlebell goal is 1 hour workout for 5 days this week. Barry, you ain't fucking around, man. I don't know, man. You better. I hope you got you're letting your body heal up. Because it's one thing to stay on top of it, but I definitely think it's important. Whoa, back is officially fixed from the roller. Yeah, that roller is a regular thing, you know what I mean? So definitely stay on top of that. So Barry, we got a 1 hour workout, 5 days this week. One hour workout for Barry on it. Okay. Miss Nina Pooh, good morning. Welcome back to the 5 a.m. club. We've seen you here a couple of times. Appreciate your attendance. Definitely glad to hear Barry. Um, 2 times workout. I'm writing mine down now, Barry. That was very inspirational. So I'm gonna jump all the way off the cliff. I'm gonna match the 5 days. I want to do something for the next 5 days, but I'm gonna double down and put down. I'm gonna work out twice a day. Haven't been able to accomplish that goal in a little bit of a time, but I'm gonna jump off the cliff today because ain't nothing to it but to do it. So 2 workouts, 45 minutes, and one of them is going to be outdoor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, who knows? I might play the gym game. But yeah, I'm doubling down, man. I'm working out twice a day this next 5 days, Monday through Friday. I don't give a shit if it's raining out there, snowing out there, whatever. Speaking of snow, man, we got a little bit of snow over the weekend here in Southern California. That was very different for us. I'm in the inland area right now, but I heard a little bit, I heard a little bit came down in the Los Angeles area too. Oh yeah, good looking out, Barry. I'm definitely gonna make it happen. Yeah, yeah, I appreciate your inspiration too, because I've been saying I want to do it, I want to do it, I want to do it. There's nothing to it but to do it. We talk about health a lot here at the 5 a.m. club. So anything health, excuse me, anything health positive, I'm all over it. All over it. Scribe 24 says get my tax meeting schedule with my wife so we can get this bread back. There you go. All right. That's a good weekly goal. Sometimes it takes a few days to actually set the time aside to make something happen. So yeah, you could definitely throw that in your week, man. Some people be pressuring themselves. I got to get that done today. And if you got to get it done today, then get it done today. But if it's not a pressing emergency, you can say, you know what? I'd like to go through this week setting a tax appointment. You know what I'm saying? Then by all means, um, schedule tax meeting. Yeah, yeah, I agree, man. Savory Dave. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Savory Dave. Yeah, man. So yeah, the weekend was cool, man. The weekend was cool. Get back into that a little bit. The Dewan show was awesome. Also, I got to see a couple of I got to see a couple of fans, man. That to put faces to names to profiles, man. That was dope. That was dope. Um, yeah, to see somebody come in or walk in and meet somebody and say, "Oh, I recognize you. I see you online all the time. You're always talking that good stuff. You're always on some positivity, or you're such a cool person, or you know what I mean, a cool personality, or whatever you address it as. That's always exciting to me. That's always exciting to me to meet the people who enjoy what we do, who engage in what we do. That was super exciting. Um, I remember one time early into the podcasting part of the game. Um, we had a trip to Seattle. Was it Seattle? Yeah, it was Seattle. We had a trip to Seattle. I went with the Craig Fax crew. We had, we was on our little tour, and we hit Seattle. And as soon as we get off the plane, we land in Seattle. We get off the plane, and it was a late night, slight delay. It wasn't terrible. It was just late. It had to be after an actual filming. So I'm almost sure this is a Thursday. We film on Thursday. So after the film, we had everything already ready to go. We leave the studio. Everybody, make their few final arrangements before we get out of there. We head down to the airport and we roll out. But we land in Seattle, and when we get in Seattle, what happened? So we get to Seattle, and We get off the plane. As soon as we get off the plane, I want to say me, DJ Show, Autobots. Autobots decide to go to the bathroom or something. So we hanging out, just waiting for him to finish up so we can get out of there. And one of the security dudes from the airport walked over and was like, "Hey, excuse me." I'm like, "Man, I don't want to answer no questions. I don't want to deal with nothing right now." You know what I mean? Is what I'm thinking. It's the frame of mind I'm in. I'm tired. We just got off this flight. We did the show earlier. I'm ready to get some sleep. I'm in a different state. We want to wake up and get going tomorrow. So I'm already kind of, and the closer we get, he like Blaze. I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, bro?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Thinking, when he gonna ask me? Then it just hit me, that he addressed me as Blaze. I'm like, damn, this dude must know me or something. So he's like, "Yeah, man, you from Craig Facts?" I said, yeah. He said, "Man, that's dope, man. I appreciate it, man. I watched the show, man. I seen y'all said y'all was coming to Seattle, man. That's pretty cool, man." And I was like, man, how crazy was that? I went from, slightly agitated to excited now, because I know he one of us. I know he a guy like us, and you know how we are. It's like, if I ever ran into one of my 5 a.m. club members, man, it's instant gratification. It's instant warming. You know what I mean? So yeah, this dude was cool, man. And I asked him, "Hey, man, you coming to the show tomorrow?" He was like, "Man, I work, man. I work." I was ready to tell him, "Man, hey, come on, man, come on down tomorrow, man. Bring your whole crew, whatever. Just tell them Blaze at the door, man. I couldn't get you, That's why I can't be in charge of the tickets and none of that kind of stuff, man. Because we'll never get paid. You know what I mean? Everybody would be in there free messing with me, man. But yeah, that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty dope. It was, so it's always cool to run into the people who really follow what we do, who really into what we do. Yeah, so I appreciated that, man. That was really exciting. D with it, top of the morning, bro. Top of the morning. Yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, so that's how the weekend went, man. It kind of gave me that vibe, that feeling and whatnot. Yeah, always cool running into the people who really support what we do, who really are part of what we do. So shout out to y'all, man. It's all love. But yeah, let's get into it. Do we get any? Is that all the weekly goals this week? I got Barry Bay. I got Scribe 24. I got Mind Down. Is that all we got for the weekly goals, y'all? Honey C, Savory Day. We got any weekly goals for me to get down? Did I miss anything? It seemed like Real Chief TV. How you doing on that content, bro? I know you was killing it last week. Yeah, let's make sure I don't miss none of this these weekly goals. So I'll make sure I go back over the show to and double up. Make sure we didn't miss nothing here. But yeah, man. So that was the awesome weekend for me. I hope y'all had an awesome weekend. At the Wine show, there was a little bit of incident. My little brother met this dude. Yeah, what Barry said, man. I'm gonna show y'all. Hit that like button, man. I appreciate y'all. My brother had a slight seizure, scared everybody for a minute. You know what I mean? Thankfully, he was okay. Turned out pretty cool. I would have been sick about spending the night in the hospital, but you do what you got to do. So, that had me thinking about a few things health wise. I don't know if it's very much you can do for seizure prevention, like if you deal with that or not, but it certainly be something worth looking into. But that definitely had me, a little bit self-conscious myself about Yeah, my health my health. I want to make sure I stay on top of it. I'm fairly good, but it always makes you think you can do better. So every day, get back to exercising every day and eating right. Been slipping lately. Hey, Savory, man, let's get on that, brother. Let's get on that. As a matter of fact, let's Savory, man. I think if you ain't got my number, DM me today, man. Let's do that together. I mean, we you got to do it anyway. We got to do it anyway. Let's connect a little bit more on that and share some strategy in terms of that. Because I'm finna get on it tough too. The workout, but the workout is almost well, I don't want to say pointless, but it is very minuscule on the grand scheme of things because workout is, I don't know, 15-20% of it. The nutrition is the other part. You can work out every day, twice a day, but if you ain't eating right, the results are going to be not as rewarding. The exercise, yeah. Um, yeah. My brother, all right. He all right, man. He should go. I'm gonna encourage him today to go get checked out too, man. See what that's about. That wasn't really a good thing, but it just made me think about how easy it is out here. Like say every day. He said, he was slipping a little bit. I've been slipping like crazy too. So let me say that first. With the lack of exercise uh, and the terrible eating. It just happens. So I end up at some of these events, some of these functions. And you just sometimes you get carried away. Sometimes you let go. But yeah, it makes me think how especially where we are, the states, America. This is very easy. It's very easy to slip here in America because I reminded one of my friends over the weekend too that well, we got all these complaints about things that take place in this country, and we won't get into that. But you got to think about where you are. This country was founded upon business, so when you're in a country founded upon business, you got to expect that to be approached for everything. So this country wasn't founded upon peace or prayer or religion, or it was founded upon business. So everything is business here, and you guys know business is like anything else, man. There's nothing fair about business. Only the strong survive. So you got to be, vigilant and vigilant when it comes to your business. Especially if you're gonna be here, you can't be mad at people. We complain about high taxes. We complain about a lot of stuff. And again, I'm not saying we don't have a right to complain, but at the end of the day, this is where we are, and that's what takes place. So, having said that, there's a lot of stuff out here that's accepted, that's not accepted in other parts of the world. So, at any time, if anybody decide they want to live for a different purpose or a different angle, we got to really, really, really think about where we are and what we're doing. So, for example, salmon. Salmon is a fish that I enjoy. Um, I got several recipes that I like to put together with my salmon, and I really like it. But I'm gonna have to look at things a little differently moving forward. Monitoring and paying attention to my health. Um, Farm raised salmon, which is a crazy term for me to hear. Period. Farm raised fish. A fish on a farm. The whole concept of fish. Anyways, farm raised salmon is something that is not accepted in different parts of the country. That's a trip to me. And when I dove further into it and found out the basis of it, the reason farm raised salmon is not okay in other countries is because of a chemical they use for the coloring to get that pinkish color. You know what I mean? I thought that was very, very interesting. Um, yeah, it's a chemical they use in that thing. It's called it's a funny spelling word, but it's pronounced astaxanthin. So there's a chemical called astaxanthin that they use inside salmon that gives it its color. Now astaxanthin is a petrochemical, and basically a petrochemical is a chemical that kind of used to fabricate it to create certain things that are not naturally there. And that chemical is banned in certain countries. They don't, any food or anything that has astaxanthin in it is banned out there. Let me put that on the chat in case anybody want to get a little take that a little deeper for themselves. Me, it was a big deal because I like salmon, so I can't put my personal like over my health though. But yeah, so I'm gonna put that word up in there in case anybody want to check it out. Astaxanthin. Yeah, astaxanthin is something that's in farm raised fish, salmon particularly, and it's banned in some of the other countries, UK and stuff like that. So it was a real trip because that's one of my go-tos when it comes to dieting or eating right. Salmon, I get loads of that, and you know yeah, yeah. So Barry Bay says I've been going super hard on tilapia and roasted veggies in place of salmon. Man, tell me this. I mean, tilapia is an excellent choice. I like tilapia too. But is there a reason? Did you have a reason for running from the salmon? Did you know this information already, or was it just, that's not a choice of yours? I'd love to know because I didn't know this until recent. Really tripped me out. But yeah, y'all heard me talk about some of these European countries in terms of their health and eating, how different it is to ours and their approach on things. It's really a trip. It's really a trip, So, but also super, yeah. Also Skittles, Skittles. Um, I don't know what's worse, but I went through. It's like I went from the top to the bottom, from the child to the adult. So we got food out here that's harming us as an adult. I like to say salmon is an adult choice. I don't hear very many kids, requesting salmon, right? Although they eat it. Certainly my son. Um, but from the salmon, uh, the chemicals used in that to chemicals used in Skittles. you know, Skittles, candy. These are candy that are known, you know, kid candies. I mean, I know some adults that eat them, but it was a big deal for me, as a kid. Skittles was one of the, cooler candies. Barry says, I didn't have a reason other than tilapia is a low fat fish that I can buy frozen in bulk. Okay. Who's the real Chief TV says, love tilapia, but did you know that there are no wild tilapia? It's created fish. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Um, yeah, Scribe says there's bad things about tilapia too. Yeah, wow, very interesting. So, you know, the most interesting thing about what we're talking about right now is these are all terrible things. I mean, from the chemicals in the fish, from the chemicals in the candy and whatnot, either for the kids. But the most interesting part about it is that these are common things. And I don't know about you guys, but some of the stuff, was wild to me. You know, how is it? I want to say, wow, how did they allow, or these companies to put terrible stuff in our kids and market it to our kids? But then I'd be going back to my earlier statement that I know where I'm at, I know where I'm from. This is a country founded upon business, not family values. That's why I can be okay with my country. That's why I don't have, even when we go through bad times, even when we go through, terrible situations of discrimination, racism, political divide, all of that. What brings me back around is the fact that I know where I'm at. I know what, I know what this country is founded upon. It's all business. So you can dislike anything you want, and I dislike a lot, but you know where you are, know what it is. You don't like it, there's some countries where you can go. That's all about prayer. That's all about peace. But yeah, man. Um, for them to market this stuff, for them to so it leads you. The good thing about it, and I always find the silver lining, I always find the positivity in things, is anytime you're dealing with adversity, anytime you're dealing with a problem, something that bothers you, something that you dislike, it always gives you an opportunity to make a change. It always gives you an opportunity to learn something new, to take action. And that's the exciting thing about, you know. Um, Scribe 24 says, I feel like we just have to exercise, try to diet our best, and manage our stress. Those are excellent things. And what I like to add to that is also we have to exercise our most important muscle, which is our minds, because, prior to some of this information, some people probably thought that they were doing the right thing, dieting and exercising. So imagine if they exercise and they working out, whatnot, but they still putting poison in their body, or they still putting harmful things in their body. Imagine that. Imagine how, you know what I mean? So we have to have a full program. We have to have a full scale exercise regimen, mental, physical, spiritual. We got to get it all together. Who's the real Chief TV says something with broccoli. Tilapia is the broccoli of fish, not natural. We all love it. The screen moved up. It's not natural. We all love it, but it's not real. Yeah, yeah. Tilapia. Barry says, "Damn, Chief, I've been eating tilapia and broccoli together lately." Yeah, and that's good information, and that proved my point. How we don't know. Barry probably been telling himself, I've been doing excellent. And in the grand scheme of things, he has. Because if he traded in, I don't know, fried chicken, well, chicken itself is another terrible thing because of all of the stuff surrounding and involved with that. But he may have gave up pork or any other terrible thing to eat cleaner and ultimately was, but still we putting terrible stuff in our bodies, man. So we gotta um, really pay attention. We gotta really pay attention, So that's why it's so important that we educate ourselves all the way around, all the way around. Another thing, and you guys let me know if you guys know this. Hold on one second. Who's the real Chief TV says all facts, Barry. Tilapia with the rice, the broccoli. That's all three negatives on one plate. Absolutely, man. All three negatives. Guys under health, under goodness, under. So yeah, it's very important that we stay on top of our stuff, man. Um, Very important. So another thing that I'd like y'all to introduce y'all to, and tell me if y'all know this already, because again, it's very interesting to hear about things that are common to us and things that are not common. But bread, a lot of the bread that's on our shelves that's sold in the supermarkets around here for us, Americans, that is banned in other countries. Bread. I'm talking, bread. Bread is made with grain and a bunch of other additives they use. And one of the main ones that they use here that's banned in other countries is an additive called azodicarb dicarbamide. Yeah, yeah. It's called dicarbonamide. I always get choked up with that word. As a matter of fact, speaking of being choked up, let me put it up there for y'all. Yeah. Azodai. If I spell it wrong, somebody double triple check me. Um Carbonamide. Yeah, there's nothing crazy about the spelling, just the enunciation. Yeah, put that up there for y'all. Yeah, it's called dicarbonamide. So azodicarbonamide is something that we use in our bread to make bread over here. And in several countries, any food containing, azodicarbonamide is banned in some of these other countries, you know. And that's crazy. You think bread. I mean, we know the yeast and all the stuff that's involved in bread. We know the carbs and whatnot, depending on what kind of diet or program you're going on. But sometimes or some people think that let me get some whole grain, some wheat bread, and they putting chemicals in this that you have no idea that exists, how to pronounce, or what it means or what it does. You know what I mean? Um, it's crazy. Scribe 24 says, I know my anxiety will kick in, so I try to learn about the foods piece by piece. If I dive in, I will find myself worrying extremely instead of making positive changes. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it can definitely get overwhelming for sure. But long as we make choices and decisions, um, you know, based on good information, a little bit at a time. And, JD, top of the morning, Fort Worth, Texas, the building. Yeah, but, so when I started doing a little bit of research on the azodicarbonamide, man, it's something that they used, for the kind of for how would I explain this? To kind of gel the bread together a little bit. So when I've done a little bit of research on this particular chemical, this is the same stuff used in yoga mats. If you guys are familiar with those little yoga mats that you roll out, and you know what I'm saying? This is crazy to me. You know, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not excited about eating yoga mat. You know what I mean? Period. There's nothing about a yoga mat that I want to intake, that I want to digest, that I want to think about in my body. You know, Barry Bay said he gonna have to call up a restaurant and order some grilled ice cubes. Yeah, we better make sure we check out the chemicals they're using to clean their grill. See the compatibility with that and ice. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's wild out here, man. It's wild. So it's the gift and the cursed. The curse is hearing some of the stuff that we enjoy, that we like, not to be cool. But the gift of it is it pushes us, it forces us to go where we should be anyway, which is to a simpler place, simpler things. We're not supposed to be eating based on taste and flavor or whatnot. We're supposed to be eating based on nutrition, based on fuel. That's fuel for our bodies. So you never go to a gas station based on what color the building is. You know what I mean? You never go to a gas station based on the way it smells. We go to a gas station based on necessity. We need octane, and the higher the better. So same thing with our food. We need nutrition, and the more nutritional content something has for us, the better off we are. The better off we are. We should be eating for that purpose only. You know. So it's a bittersweet, but I like to focus on the sweet, certainly over the bitter. Who's the real Chief TV says, better watch out, Barry. With a water for the ice cream for you. That's serious. That's a trip because speaking of water, I'm stuck now. The only water I drink is alkaline water. And I even have my own pH testers, not that I distrust the company I get my water from, but it's just good to know. It's good to know, you want to drink water in high alkalinity, less of the other stuff in it. But think about when we was younger and coming up. You know, we was drinking water out of sinks, out of water hoses, out of whatever, just because. So we got to be careful. Another thing on the food list, I just wanted to get down a few. I tried. There's a lot of stuff that we got here that we shouldn't have, but I wanted to touch on a few common things, because I thought that would be the most helpful. A few common things, and those are typically the things that most of us are exposed to, or probably actively participating in. Eating some of this garbage. We flashing out of the restaurant. Is this grilled tap water? Hey, Barry, that is hilarious. That's a skit right there, bro. Yeah, I'll have give me 1 second. I want to make sure I make the healthiest choice around here. Um, Vegetables, lean meat, fish, lamb. I'll have the grilled ice cubes. Yes, thank you, please. Grilled ice cube and a glass of water. Yes, thank you. And they bring the grilled ice cubes and you spaz out. Where's this ice made from, sir? That is hilarious. Hilarious. I think you should roll with that, Barry. But pork, there's a million, reasons, why we should not consume pork. But here, I like to be pretty efficient with why I don't do stuff. Not be, I don't not do anything because of religious purposes or because of anything other than science. That's what it's about for me. But there's a chemical that they inject the pigs with here in this country that's outlawed in other countries, and it's called ractopamine. Ractopamine, yeah, and as per usual, I'll write that out for y'all in case y'all have any extra interest in checking it out yourself. Ractopamine. That ractopamine is something that they inject. I'll see how it looks. Ractopamine. Yeah, I think that's right. And again, if y'all gotta Google if there's any misspelling or something, certainly let me know. We'll correct it. But yeah, I think that's correct. So ractopamine is given to animals during the last week of life, or weeks, sometimes a couple of weeks, sometimes. So this is something that they inject the pigs with the last couple of weeks of their life. And what that does is it speeds up their metabolism. They have their own reasoning, why they do that before they, slaughter these animals, or before they cut these animals up and serve them to us. But ractopamine, again, there's a lot of terrible side effects that come with this stuff. Showtime the comedian. Good morning, brother. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. There's a lot of negative benefits that come with ractopamine. So we always talk about, things that are related to pork, high blood pressure, blah, blah, blah. But these are real things. There's things found in some of these foods that we eat that cause terrible things, cancerous things. We're talking ractopamine, we're talking about muscle spasm, causes headaches, it interferes with the heart, so things involved or related to heart attacks. This is all terrible stuff, terrible stuff that's allowed to be served to us for the purposes of business. That's what I like y'all to pay attention to, that everything goes back to business. The reason they're able to use, yellow dye number 5, which is a killer in our kid snacks, which is, involved in Skittles and some other terrible stuff. The reason they're able to include, astaxanthin and foods that we consume. You know what I mean? The reason they're able to do this stuff is business. These people are paying other people for it to be okay. And basically, the reason why, lawmakers and FDA and, some of these people of power allow some of these things to go down is because everything is based on the fact that you should be an adult. You should be able to make a choice on what it is you eat or not eat. You should be able to make a choice on what you consume or not consume, what you spend your money on, what you shouldn't. You should be able to make a choice. And relatively speaking, that's true. We are adults, but think about the great majority of us. The great majority of us are not knowledgeable enough. Doesn't mean that anybody are idiots. I heard some things from you guys, here in the chat this morning that I didn't know. And I have above average education. You know what I mean? So these are not, they should be common knowledge, but these are not common knowledge, and we have to think about why. You know what I'm saying? I got a high schooler. My son is taking some art class in high school. I can think of several things that are more important than art. I won't say that art is not important. It's something that certainly, should be offered, but I believe it should be extra. I think that's something I should pay for on the side. But something that I should get standard is home economics. When we're talking about health classes, healthcare, those should be a part of the discussion. Health should be a part of the discussion, and real health, this kind of health. I never learned this in school. They never talked to me about the things that I was eating right then and there. And then you got to think about this. Part of the reason why is, imagine your health teacher telling you the terrible things that comes with Skittles, and you go downstairs and they selling it at the school vending section. Imagine them telling you about all the sugar in these drinks and beverages. Imagine them telling you about this terrible chemical used in bread. You know what I'm saying? Azodicarbonamide. Imagine them telling you about that, and you go downstairs for lunch, or go into the cafeteria for lunch, and they serving you some bread and some other, bread and pork. You know what I mean? They serving you some of this processed deli meat. It's counterproductive. So even when it come down to it, our education, everything is based on business. So if you're a firm believer in education and proper education, you got to do it yourself. If you're a person that's very, very interested in your health and staying on top of your health, eating right, eating good, with solely your health in mind, you have to do it yourself. You can't rely on a commercial. You can't rely on Instagram ads. You can't rely on it. You have to rely on yourself. You have to rely on yourself. You have to do the homework. You have to really get into what you're getting into. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's important. It's important. It's important. Some of the top bad habits that we have as Americans, some of the top bad habits that we have as people, as human beings. I'm going to go over a few of those. It's on the top of the list. And again, I want you guys to pay attention to how many of these things are related to you. We talked about terrible foods. How many of these things that do you guys eat on the regular, on the daily, or people around you eat regularly, daily? These breads, this pork, the Skittles, salmon, you know what I mean? So among the things on the top of the bad habit list, number one was smoking. Smoking is terrible. So if any of y'all smoke cigarettes, any of these cancerous products, that's number one on the list. Something to be very mindful about. Something to be very careful about. Number one. It's number one for a reason. Something else really high up there was not exercising. Those are bad habits, general bad habits by people, not exercising. So if some of you guys exercise 2 or 3 times a week and you really want to do it 5 times, hey, don't be so hard on yourself. Because one of the top things, amongst Americans, amongst people, bad habits is not exercising at all. So if you'd like to do better, certainly do better. But take it easy on yourself because you're doing something. You're doing something. That's important. Being crazy. Not sleeping enough. We talk about that all the time here at the 5 a.m. Club, not sleeping enough. Got to get enough sleep, ladies and gentlemen. We have got to get plenty of sleep. Most of the important things in our life take place in our sleep, muscle recovery, body healing, body, ketosis. A lot of things take place in your sleep. So it's very important you get enough sleep. Our minds, which is, I talk about, one of our most important muscles, that, needs to be recharged, so do it properly. Do it properly. Too much screen time before bed. That made the list. Too much screen time before bed. That was not an issue 30 years ago. There wasn't very many screens that you'd pay attention to before bed other than TV. So maybe I'll take that back. Maybe it was an issue several years ago. But different type of screen, now there's the TV screen, there's the computer screen, there's your phone screen, which I think is the top of everything because, include everybody, including myself. It's tough sometimes to get away from these phones. These phones do so much for us. Maintaining our social medias, emails, music files, video files, editing. I mean, they do so much for us. iTunes, Spotify, our music, or now they let our phones mirror our TVs. It's the gift and the curse. But again, we have to do the work. We have to know what's helping us and what's hurting us, and modify our programs according to that. So too much screen time before bed is definitely high on the bad habit list. Slouching. Y'all might see me from time to time. Every now and then, I sit up in my chair and it's really to straighten my back up, get my chin and chest out. Sometimes we forget. Very important to work on your posture, especially you taller folks. You know what I mean? I'm 6'7". I need to really pay attention. Make sure I'm carrying as well and I'm straightening up because it's very easy to have back problems when you're this tall and this kind of weight on you. So that's something I remind my son. I'll never forget. In high school, a girl in my classroom, she said to me, Blaze, you always seem to have good posture. Do you practice this? You practice this regularly? And I was thinking to myself, nobody's ever said that to me in life. I didn't even notice it in myself. I don't even know if it's totally true, but I'll take the compliment. And from that moment on, I'll never forget that. I always, I try to remember that moving forward. So, so encourage other people, compliment other people on things that you see or think you see in that case. You never know how far it goes. So I remind my son regularly too. He's going to be a tall guy. So slouching is high up on the list of bad habits. Very close to overspending. A lot of us are living above our means. Overspending is self-explanatory. Make note of what you need, what you want, and find a balance. Overspending is a big deal. Overspending could be the reason that you don't get ahead. Overspending can be the reason that your business is not, maintaining forward progress. Overspending can cause a lot of problems. So make sure you pay attention to that. Procrastination. It's pretty high up there. Self-explanatory. Stop talking about it. Get to it. Don't put nothing off. Y'all know I got a new rule that I implemented the last month here myself, and it's the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule for me says that anything that can be done in 2 minutes or under, I do it immediately. Anything that can be done in 2 minutes or under, I do it immediately. I do not put that off. And that could be from something as small as putting your jacket on the hanger, putting away water from your kitchen to your pantry, or whatever it may be. Cleaning the bathroom sink, wiping the table down, anything 2 minutes or under, I do not procrastinate. I do not put off. Take care of it immediately. Take care of it immediately. And last but not least, negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is amongst several bad habits. We've discussed that several times here in the 5 a.m. Club, how we are our own biggest haters. It's us. We're our own biggest haters. So we have to cut back on the negative self-talk. Certainly don't talk negative about anybody else, but even more important than that, no negative self-talk. Don't do it. Don't hate on you. You are cool. Always remember that. You are awesome. You are just who you are intended to be. So it's a good thing that everybody else was taken. So let's be aware of that. Let's pay attention to the negative self-talk. Negative self-talk. I'm going to be trying different things, with our club, and keeping it. It's all positivity is definitely always going to be there, and I like talking about stuff like this. You guys definitely woke me up to a few things. I hope I was able to wake you guys up to a few things. We'll take a moment here, man, to get you guys hitting that like button if you haven't already. Please hit the like button. We need that. It really helps out with the channel in terms of the algorithm. It is a way and a form of support here that is greatly appreciated. This is the 5 a.m. Club. I'm your host, Blaze, OOBLZ at Instagram, Blaze Norris on Facebook, Blaze the God 3 on TikTok. Yeah, thank y'all, man. And if you guys get anything at the show, there's other forms of contribution that's also greatly appreciated. We are certainly demonetized here, so we do what we got to do ourselves. But
I take cash out, Venmo, Zelle, EBT, ooh, EBT. I take cash out, Venmo.
Yeah. So one of the other things that I like to implement or add to the show is I like to take the time out, maybe daily or morningly, to mention exceptional people in history. One man and one woman. I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just trying different things, and those are things that I like learning about and hearing about. So today's exceptional man in history, we're gonna just officially mention Benjamin Banneker. Benjamin Banneker was born in 1731, died in 1806. He was an inventor, farmer, scientist, very, very, very exceptional man in history. He created the first wooden clock. He was 20 years old when he created this. And to think about somebody, from that time area. I mean, 1731 is a very, very long time ago. And this guy happens to be a brother, which is why he made it the exceptional list, because not just anybody. We all know how times were back in the days in terms of segregation and racism and whatnot. So to be a person, who was not expected to achieve or accomplish anything much at all, and to achieve and accomplish something on such a high level, such a high scale, he certainly deserves a mention in our love and respect and appreciation for Benjamin Banneker, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can add his name on there too. But yeah, I think that's a dope dude. In case anybody want to look him up or share him with your kids or yourself. Banneker. Yeah, I think that's he's an exceptional guy. So if anybody interested in learning more about him, feel free to do so. An exceptional man in history. Let's go. Yeah, Barry, man, I know it's that time, top of the hour for you. We're wrapping it up here shortly as well. Have an excellent day, man. I'm glad you're back as taking such a positive positive direction on recovery, man. Very, very glad to hear that. But take it easy too, man, and stay away from that salmon and broccoli, huh? But yeah, have a good day, brother. I'll see you tomorrow. We got your weekly goals down, and yeah, good luck with that. And I'm gonna definitely be on mine. You got me. The next exceptional person in history is our woman of the day, Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth. Excuse me. Let's get her name up there. Exceptional woman in history. She was an abolitionist for women's rights, and she had several accomplishments. She's also born in 17. I think she was in the late 1700s, I believe, 1797, somewhere around there. Had a very tough life. Born into slavery, was bought for something like $100 in a sheep, and eventually being bought out of slavery by a family that took her in and bought her freedom. And she was able to go on and do exceptional work for people of color, particularly women. She did a lot for women's rights. So Sojourner Truth is an exceptional woman of history. That's the way here. Yeah. So, I thought that was pretty dope. I thought she was pretty dope, done a lot of cool things. So if anybody interested in learning about her, sharing for yourself or your children, or just, just general knowledge. I like knowing random things about random people at random times. So anyway, man, y'all have a good day. That's what we got here. Man, y'all have a good day. Let's see. Oh, that's crazy. Excuse me. What are we looking at here? Battery. Yeah, man, y'all have a Yeah, man. Anyway, y'all have an awesome day, man. I appreciate everybody in attendance. This is the start of our week. Excuse me. Yeah, let's make it a good one. Let's make it count. If anybody haven't got their weekly goal out to me so far, just got Barry's, Scribe 24, and Savory Dave's. Let's make it a good week. Let's get to it. Let's accomplish things. Let's get closer to our goals. And once again, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow morning. And let's make it happen. Again, if you got anything from the show, and I mean anything.
I take cash out, Venmo, Zelle, EBT, EBT. I take cash out.